is doing right now. I'm going to put this on Twitter. I'm going to put this on Facebook. I want the devil in hell to know that my time has. Oh, you know it was over for me. You know God had forsaken me. You know the devil had defeated me. But once again, I'm undefeated. Brothers and sisters, I came to share with you that we are familiar. Let me see that the person I have you can't see. We are familiar with the lunch wagon. We are familiar with the station wagon. We are familiar with the welcome wagon. We are familiar even with the band wagon. We're even familiar with Little Pint. Am I talking good on Little House on the Prairie? With even the covered wagon. But tonight, this afternoon, God spoke to my spirit and said, Travis, I need you to tell my people that the wagons are coming. Do me a favor and say the wagons are coming. I came to tell you, brothers and sisters, in this new year and this new season in God, that the real prophets are coming out of hiding. Oh yeah, no longer will we be controlled by the spirit of fear, but we will move and operate in the power of God. We're moving and walking by faith and not by sight. Am I talking good? I came to tell you the word of the Lord gives us this intelligence. Amen. That now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I came to share a word with you tonight. Amen. That David picked it up in the Psalms 45 and verse number 1. He says it like this, believer. He says that my tongue is the pen of a ready writer. Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing here. Oh, brother and sister, not only is my tongue the pen of a ready writer, but then the Bible goes on to tell me in Proverbs that life and death is in the power of my tongue. Y'all still ain't happy. You playing hard to get. Come on. I think the Bible tells us here in the book of Mark, it says that we can speak to the mountain and say, mountain, be thou removed and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in our heart, but believe the things which we say. Oh, y'all ain't saying, we shall have whatsoever we say. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, all God is trying to do is get you to open up your mouth and begin to prophesy to the forces, to the elements, and let the prince and the power of the earth know, the prince and the power of the air know that God is shifting and turning the tables in my favor. Grab your neighbor, we're good and say, neighbor, God is turning the tables in my favor. Oh, if you jealous of me now, you gonna really be pissed when God does what he brought. Oh, I wish I had somebody in here. Give your neighbor a high five and say, neighbor, you don't have a right to remain silent. Open up your mouth and use your Holy Ghost and begin to form the next world that you desire to live in. Pull your way down, tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, I don't know about you, but I am not a human. I'm a spirit. I know you're a little freaked out on that, but the Bible tells us in Genesis that we've been made in the image and in the likeness of who? God. John comes in the room this afternoon and says God is a spirit. That means that I've been made in the likeness, I've been made in the image of God. That means I am a spirit that currently, because I'm not going to be here too long in this body, I'm a spirit that's currently in this body that possesses a soul. Oh, brothers and sisters, that means that I am in the likeness of God and I walk like God. I should be able to talk like, Lord have mercy, I gotta have the God kind of what is the God kind of faith? The God kind of faith, brother and sister, is there even in the book of Genesis. What you talking about, Travis? I'm talking about when God said, let there be. Am I talking good? He said, let there be. And oh, y'all ain't said nothing. And verse number 6 in Genesis 1, verse number 6 says, and God said. Am I talking good? Verse number 9 says, and God said. Verse number 11, God said. Verse number 14, God said. Look at your neighbor and say, God is talking a whole lot in the book of Genesis. Verse number 20, God said. Verse number 24, God said. Verse number 26, God said. Verse number 29, God said. But something happened at verse number 31. God saw. Lord have mercy. I came to tell you, when your life is full of chaos, when your life is full of confusion, when your life is full even of calamity and combat, you got to let the devil know that my confession is going to change my situation. Oh, you lay down, look at your neighbor and say, my situation don't change my confession, but my confession will change my situation. And see, that's why folks looking at you like you crazy right now, because you've been telling folks I'm a super girl, I'm a girl on fire, I'm a cover girl, I'm mighty, I'm the head, not the tail. And they're looking at you because they know what you're currently going through, but they don't understand that my current condition is not my concrete conclusion. Lord have mercy. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, this is not the end of my story, because he promises to bring me out of every trial. He promises to bring me out of every trouble. Do me a favor and put him like this and say, I hear something. I hear the wagons coming for me. All of the time I've been praying, all of the time I've been fasting, when everybody's going out to Ryan's and they're going out to Steak and Shake, I'm sitting there on the altar and I'm just touched. Y'all ain't saying nothing in here. Don't you let these nails fool you. Don't you let these gators fool you. Honey, I will strip butt naked, get to the altar and ask God to gut me out all over again. Slap your neighbor and say, neighbor, I really want God. And I really want to see the promises of God come in my life. If it takes me fasting, so be it. If it takes me praying, slap your neighbor, give them a high five and say, neighbor, you ain't gonna die like this. I don't care what the devil has said. Your ministry is not going under. Your church is not going under. Your life is not going under. Can I prophesy in here? Do me a favor, lean on your neighbor and say, I'm glad I didn't let the devil keep me from coming to this high noon service. I just got my mojo back. I just got my groove back. I just feel a shake in my shundo. I know they told me no last year, but the time is shifting. And I feel the favor of God coming upon me like never before. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I don't know about you, but I decree and declare that the tables are turning in my favor. I came to share word with you that things are shifting for the believer. Hesitation is coming into activation. Victimization is coming to vindication. Procrastination now is moving to motivation. Captivation now is moving to liberation. God is shifting some things and turning the tables in your favor. The enemy will try to walk in and tell you that you ain't ever coming out, that you are going through and this is how it's always going to be. But the devil is a liar, because the Bible tells us that many Oh, somebody know the story. Many are the affliction of the righteous. Oh, I wish I had a church in here. But the Lord will deliver out of them. And we know that all things somehow never work together for the good of them who love the Lord. Those who are called according to his purpose. Weeping may endure for a night, but I wish I had about 55 girls up in here, 55 warriors up in here to slap another person and tell them these words: trouble don't last always. So we see it in the word that God allows us to go through something. But we see it, the pattern in the word, that he always brings us out. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, I don't know about you. Let me put this on Facebook. Y'all ready for this? God has a termination on your current situation. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, you know when you go to the refrigerator and you see this big beautiful jug of milk, first thing you see is the expiration. And if the expiration expires, you throw that jug out. I got a word for you. That's a relationships. You playing hard to get, I'm going over here. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, that's a relationships that have expired. And it needs to go out with the next day's trash. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, don't cry about it no more. Don't you get worried no more. Don't you pull your hair out anymore. He left you. Oh, but God's getting ready to give you a Boaz, because God cannot release Boaz when Bozo is sleeping up in there. Slap your neighbor, say, neighbor, oh, that was the best thing he could ever do to me. That was the best thing she could ever do to me. Oh, I'm about to lose some weight. I'm going to the gym. I'm about to get me some stitches. Y'all ain't saying nothing in here. I'm about to get my groove going. Oh, look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, just in a couple of minutes, in the twinkling of an eye, God is shifting my life from worse to better. Oh God, I feel revival about to break out in Douglasville. The earth is getting ready to tremble. The earth is getting ready to shake, because there's a manifestation of the sons of God. I need the sons of God in full manifestation to throw your head back and shout. Be seated. Luke 6:38 says, give, and it shall be given in good measure. Press down. I love this conference because folk know the word. Press down,